Hello everyone! Welcome back to Mental Chillness, baby. I'm hyped as fuck because we're in Tiffany's house again. Welcome back to Mental Chillness. Welcome back to your favorite self-help, comedy self-help podcast. I actually have two really special guests here today. We have Tiffany, the Orlando plant lady, is her ad name. That's what she's known as. And we are in her beautiful fucking home. You get to see like a different angle of her house this time. And then we have Stephany! We finally have Stephany on. Stephany is the person that's been helping me with social media and has been refusing to go in front of the camera until now.
Sorry.
So we're so excited. It's
I'm
okay,
so
she's
excited.
a little nervous-y. We're always nervous, I feel like. Before the last episode, I was like, why am I nervous? I do this all the time.
You did say that.
Yeah, like why?
And then I got
so
nervous. Like when you started the ad, I was like, oh my god, like this is actually
This is
going.
for real.
Yes.
Oh yeah! I'm so happy to have you guys here. Thank you so much
Oh,
for
thanks
like
for having
sharing
us.
this space and time with me.
We're
And I
honored.
feel like we are gonna have like a really fun episode because we're doing an episode mainly about dating, and it's gonna be about all of our horror stories about dating. And it's coming from three different perspectives. We have a married gal in the house, we have a gal in a relationship, and then we have a celibate gal.
Let's go.
Would you call them though horror stories, or are they like lessons learned?
No, they definitely are
Yes.
lessons.
That's
Definitely lessons. Horror stories are just like a more fun way to like put it, or like a more relatable.
Oh,
no,
for
mine
sure.
is a horror story. Mine's a horror story.
Low-key sis.
Yeah.
I still work with my ex-fiance.
Get ready to trauma
Oh
dump.
shit, that's crazy. Oh,
Dude,
that's fun.
I literally like purposely, I'll like walk into work, see him like coming out, and I'll purposely like walk all the way around.
What?
Just to like fucking, cause it's unnecessary. And you know what's really funny also is that every single time, the reason why this man got a job at my job is because his sister works there also. His sister who also started working there after I dumped his ass. So now every time I see his sister, in my mind, it's not even intentional, but in my mind, every time I see his sister, it goes, fuck you and your mom. Fuck you and your mom.
And the kids.
For real.
Oh my gosh.
Fuck that shit. Anyways, let's start it out with a normal note. Are we feeling mentally ill or chill today, everyone? How you feeling?
I'm feeling a little mentally ill. Mainly because I feel like I just have a massive migraine right now, but I also need to eat. But
That's why you're so hungry.
Yeah, I'm like so hungry. I was like munching on some Trader Joe's onion rings,
Dude, they're kind of fire.
but it's not enough. It's not enough.
I'll
It's
eat
not.
it because I'm hungry too.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm feeling like it'll probably kick in later. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides that, are you like pretty chill?
Oh no, I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
That's good. How are you feeling?
I am mentally chill. I think last time I was a little mentally ill, but totally chill.
Yeah, we were pretty ill when we were,
Yeah, I mean,
when we were here live.
yes. But yeah, I'm
Ah.
super chill. And I don't know. I think like I could talk about my experience a couple weeks ago, but I've had like a complete different like shift in life views in the last couple weeks, and it's just made life so much better. So
Same, dude.
really,
Yeah. And like what's funny is that for the past couple weeks, or like for the past like 2 months, I'm like, damn, I'm pretty chill. Like I'm pretty chill. Like I'm genuinely pretty chill. And then I had a thought the other day. I was like, I haven't been ill in a while. And then the day after that, I was like, why am I so depressed right now? Like what is happening? And so right now I'm pretty chill, but I think there's like a hint of illness
Okay.
back there. But in the same way, like my like brain reworking and like my mental like mindset like shifting is like the thing that has gotten me to be like, okay, I'm pretty okay. Like, and it's all because like my perspectives have really changed. And like I talked about this in the last episode, but like the main reason is because for the first time ever, I am actually thinking about myself, and I'm actually like basing all of my thoughts and actions towards me and not someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So like usually in a situation or like in an experience, there's always like you and another person, or you and multiple other people and whatever. And because since I was young, or like most of my like traumas and stuff came from like being bullied in like school, and then being at home with like an environment that was not like very embracing of like us, me, and whatever. So like I never knew that like all of my actions were rooted in trying to please other people, please them in a way where it's actually pleasing me, or what I thought was pleasing me, because I couldn't take other people's views of me in any negative way. Like, because I was bullied for so long and so much, and then I was never like embraced at home, I became like this chameleon that was always thinking about how other people will view me. So like, because I was always being put down for not being cool enough, being whatever, then I tried to put on this exterior that was like, I am this way and you should like me and you should whatever, because I'm so cool and whatever. And then like all of my actions were towards like tailoring that and totally ignoring myself.
Yeah.
So like there was like nothing like, you know, like, so all of my life it was always like I never identified as a people pleaser, but now I understand that all of my actions were towards pleasing other people, but so that they don't shit on me.
It's definitely it's definitely a trauma response. I mean, I think I felt the same way, and you know, growing up, but like getting out of that situation and not having people like influence like whatever situation I'm in, or my, you know, my personality really helped me get out of that. And it takes a while to really get out of that mindset, especially when like I'm the oldest, and so between my younger brother and I, and like we're feel like as children of immigrants, they're like the oldest girl always has like more stress.
Yeah, dude.
They put way more stress on us. Yeah, and I'm like,
we went through the trenches.
Yes, I'm like, why? Like, I don't understand. They're so much harder on us, and then like easy on the younger ones, and I just don't understand why. And like, I'm still like trying. I mean, I think I've pretty much like healed from all of that trauma, but I'm almost 40, ladies. So like, it's taken me that long. Okay.
I forget that you're 40. I'm
Dude,
like, where?
This shit does not look like it. Like, wasn't like nothing.
What the fuck is in the water? She actually dives into Lake Yola every day, and that's her skincare routine.
It's like, yeah, all like the algae and like the bacteria.
I was judging people hard as fuck when they were swimming in Lake Yola after Hurricane Ian, because what the hell?
I forgot
people
about
are
that.
wild. People are wild. But
Absolutely
I'm glad
not.
that you are like working through that and you figured that out, because that's a huge step, because a lot of people don't even get to that point, you know? So yeah.
Well, I feel very grateful. I always say that I feel very grateful like for my sense of self, because like my sense of self is actually coming through like I feel like all this time I was preaching to like be this version of a person that I wish, and I think I'm actually at the line of like knocking on that door of being like, this is actually who I am. Like, I'm no longer like working towards it, but I'm actually it now, and now I can move on to the next step, which is like, now we can embrace, now we can actually be like this person, and then see where we are from here. But it's very like cool, because I feel like I learn a lot from other people, and throughout my life I prioritize. I haven't ever always been a girls, because when I was younger I was also having a lot of trouble with girls who would bully me and shit on me or whatever. So I was always having, and it was like all of my insecurities and stuff. So I wasn't ever like a girl until like up to like the most recent years, like in the past like, you know, like 5-6 years. So like I feel very grateful to have cool girl friendship connections. And like when I first met Stephany, we met because we were doing business together. But literally from like our first coffee date to like now, we don't even work together now, but like we're just like, let's just do our little coffee date or whatever. Like, I'm very grateful to have like strong female like just presence in my life. And then even like from like knowing you, and like before I even met Tiffany, I already knew her like online presence, right? And then like meeting you, and then your in-person presence is even like brighter and louder than like your online presence. And it's just like, I love that when people like all of their shit back up, you know, because it's weird. People's online presence are weird.
It really is.
No, like, Tiffany this is how she is, like, all the time.
My nickname at work is Little Miss Sunshine. That's like, it's kind of funny, but also like, it's because I'm like I'm very goofy, but I'm also very just like out there, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like my nickname at work. But I think it all goes in hand. Like when you're healing yourself and you're like really finding yourself and you're attracting people that actually like match your energy or like that, you know, vibe with you. And I think it all kind of connects that way. So yeah. We love you.
Well, now we get to sit here and talk shit about our exes.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I was not prepared for this, but
men.
oh my gosh.
Dude, okay, literally, I have just raised, and I'm still waiting for the day that some lady comes and swoop me off my feet. But I have literally raised like my age like bar, right? So I don't even have friends like my age. So I've always been like more attracted to people that are older than me, right? And now that I'm like about to be 25, I literally was like, bro, I think I can date like a 30-something-year-old, right?
Yeah,
and so I raised my thingy to like, I can probably date like a 40-year-old. Like I'll cap it at 41. But like I have like kind of like really like align myself with like, okay, like I'm older, I'm more mature, and I think that that's like what I want and whatever. Tell me how all of the fucking 30-year-old men that I have been encountering are literal like children. Like children.
I think I had read something like a tweet or something the other day where like this girl was dating, you know, in New York City, and like she's like 30-year-olds in New York City, like 30-year-old men in New York City, they're just learning how to make chicken for the first time. You know, like that's how she like explains how the dating scene is like there in New York City. And I started laughing. I was like, that's hilarious, because it's weird. Like, as a millennial, I feel like I grew up completely different.
Yeah.
And like,
no, I think 30-year-old men everywhere, not just in New York, are just literally learning how to like be.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are learning how to be in our like early 20s and whatever, bro. They hit 30 and then they're like, you know what? Now my brain is fully developed.
Oh.
Now I should probably bring on good habits, and now I should probably heal my traumas.
No, but New York City especially, my best friend actually lives there. She told me, she's like, yeah, like everyone our age or like in like their 30s as well, like they're just fucking around. They don't want to settle down. So
well, I feel like it comes with also, and I hear this like argument a lot, but I think it also comes from the exposure and the amount of options that you have now with dating. And like it kind of sucks because I'm always like jumping back and forth between this like how I'm trying to be versus how the real world is. Like in me, I think that I want to preserve a lot of like old school like train of thoughts in a way where like my quality time is really important, not being on my phone, establishing communication, like, and connecting to like one person and honing in on that one connection and whatever, like all of that might not sound so fun and exciting in this time because you have so much going on now. You have so many options. You see everything on your phone. You see everyone on your phone. And that's why I talk about like online personas and why they're so fucking weird is because like in the beginning, it was like you have this awareness that like you being online is like you putting up like a thing and if you know whatever, and then I think it's shifted to now to where people really literally confuses online for being real. And the way that people act, what people post, like how people choose to be online behind a fucking screen, you know, like, and then you meet them in person and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yep.
laugh as fuck.
That's happened to me multiple times. I'm like, yeah,
You
fuck
told me
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm like,
let's. I met one of the girls online. It's like,
I was like, oh, wow. Like, no idea this was going to happen this way, you know? Because, like, you know, you could be talking to someone, like, messaging them forever, and then they're completely different in person.
That's my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
I actually met a girl in New York that we had been chatting online from Succulent Palette for, like, almost 2 years, and I was terrified walking in that bakery shop because I was like, what if she's, like, really fucking weird or just really lame, and like what excuse do I make up to get out of there? She ended up being so nice and so sweet. So it's like, but you know, there's definitely people out there that like put up this front online and then in person they're just like really fucking weird.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Dude, you know, so the first time I ever realized that online presence is really fucking weird is from this guy that I used to talk to that had a crazy online persona. Like thousands of followers, successful, is an artist, like blah, 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 all of these different things, right? And we got to know each other online. And literally the more that I met him, hung out with him and whatever, there was like this like wall, and it wasn't a wall that like he wasn't letting me through, but more so like it was just a wall because that's how he is. And in my mind I kept, I think, pursuing the connection because in my mind I was like, maybe it is me that he's not like, you know, opening up to, or maybe it's me that he's this way and whatever. But no, it was literally that he was that dry, he was that uninteresting, and he was that like egotistic to where he thought that like how he was perceived by his follower accounts, the people that support his art online and whatever, like in like he carried himself like that was enough, that like the clout for that was enough. And like me spending time with him in person, I was always like, bro, how come we like don't talk? And how come we like are not like making real connections? We're not really sharing like actual like experiences and stories or anything. It was almost like you thought that it was good enough that you got me because we met on Instagram, and fucking this is your Instagram account and this is your art account and this is what you've done with
It freaks me out when people can turn off their personality like that. Like when they can like they show themselves on social media one way and then like completely opposite another, you know, like at home. I think that it's just so weird to me. It freaks me out because it's like almost like they're turning off something and then they're just it's like acting, you know, it's all it is. You know. And
or people that just never live in the moment.
Yeah.
And they're just.
We
talk about this. Literally taking pictures, videos all the time, but they're always on their fucking phone. But online they have this wonderful life.
Like they seem so fun. They seem like they're doing everything fun and cool. But like
just farted.
Hamburger just tooted.
Hamburger is agreeing with our points, and he is showing his support by farting.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
That's so funny. But yeah, so literally, I told you this example that I whatever. But like one time, I went to the fucking Orlando Museum of Art to see art, and I noticed two gorgeous girls. And like, bro, me with girls, I'm always looking. Okay, so I'm always looking. And so I was like, I clocked them. I was like, gorgeous, beautiful, yes. And then literally an hour later, after I was done looking at everything, like explored whatever, I see them doing exactly what they were doing an hour before when I first saw them, which was just taking pictures. And it wasn't like they were looking at art and then they take their pictures and whatever. No, they literally just moved around to different pieces and different like what structures and whatever, and it was just to take the pictures. And I was like, oh my god, is that why you dressed up?
Yes.
Like to, you know what I'm saying? And then it made me realize that like it is wild that like I'm witnessing you not enjoying this, but you're gonna put it up like you had the best time, right?
Yeah.
And it's fucking crazy. It's just so weird.
I know people like that, and it's scary.
It's
really fucking scary, and that's why I distance myself from those people because they're boring.
It's true.
I mean, I went to college in the time before like cell phones and social media. Like we had cell phones, but it was like old school cell phones where I mean it was just we didn't even have like a keyboard, you know, until like I think I was like maybe mid-20s or something on my phone. And so I can't fucking imagine trying to meet people or meet, you know, someone that you want to date on social media, like, or any like other apps or anything like that. That's just like so foreign to me that I can't even imagine like how hard it would be now.
The thought of it is terrifying. I'm actually really thankful that I find my boyfriend. Those that are listening will know. But it's just organic, but I met him through friends. But like the idea of online dating is terrifying to me. Like because they can be whoever they want. And I talk about this all the time because my ex is a cheater, liar, like you name it, and like he's probably putting up this front with girls, and I'm like, the thought of me having to date, like meet someone like that is really, really scary. I mean, I know people that have met and have successful stories, but like, you just never really know the person.
No.
Yeah. It's scary unless you know them through like mutual friends, you know?
Yep. That's why I always say, like this was the advice I used to give. It takes like really 2 or 3 years of living with someone to really understand.
Everyone always says that. Like I've never like fully moved in and lived. Like I've spent a lot of time with a person in like whatever, but I've never actually like lived with someone, and they always say that you never really know anybody until you live with them.
It's very true.
Yep.
And it's, but like, okay, so my thing is, I feel like I've spent so much time alone that like, whoever is gonna date me next is not fucking ready, because I'm sitting here with an entire list, bitch. Like, if we were gonna ever live together, I need my own space, I need my own bathroom, I need my own like bed if I wanted to go and be by myself. Like, I basically just want to be in the same space as with somebody, but I don't want to actually share my space. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's not very traditional and stuff, but I feel like we're in a time now where we can choose to live differently. We don't have to merge ourselves into each other like 1,000%, like just because we're living in the same space and whatever. And I feel like I'm on like this other side of the spectrum to where I'm like, I want to be all by myself and I want to like have my own shit and whatever, while wanting to also like build a connection, like relationship and whatever. But I just feel like you don't have to do whatever it is that is traditionally the way to do it.
No,
just
you
because
don't.
it's there.
Yeah. Relationships can take so many different forms, and it doesn't have to be whatever traditional is for some people, you know? Like, I know people that don't even live together, but they've been together for a long time, you know, because it just works for them. And so relationship is just what you make out of it and what makes you happy, in my opinion, you know? Exactly. So it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, as long as you're, you know, content in your situation. Who cares?
How long have you been with your husband?
We have been married. We're going to be actually celebrating our 12-year wedding anniversary this year. So, yeah, we've been living together for 15 years.
Holy shit.
I moved in with him without even like I had never kissed him or anything. We were friends for like 2 years before I moved in with him, and it was just like one thing that one night he was just like, I've been in love with you, you know, like, and I'm like, you know, I've always had this feeling too. Yeah. And then so like we just like, it was like overnight, like I just moved in with him, like, and so it was crazy because we were just like navigating this whole thing and like you know, really learning about each other, because we had never like done any of that, but it ended up working out for us. He, you know, I don't remember who it was. One of my friends had told me recently that they noticed that he just guides me in my life right now. He gives me space to be me, and I think that is why it works out so much for us. And then he'll step in if, you know, like if I do need guidance, but like he just lets me be whoever the fuck I want to be all the time. And I think that's what I needed. And before, that was not the case. Like I had dated this guy for a couple of years before I met Brandon, and his family was like really trying to force me to be religious, and like
not
it
around
was
me,
no, and so that shit doesn't, no, like that's when I realized, I'm like, wow, I'm really like, I don't believe in organized religion at all. And that was the moment that that changed everything for me. But back then I was young, and so it, you know, when you are like leaving your house for the first time and like being an adult, you still have like this thing in your head of who you want your partner to kind of be or to look like, or to, you know, because you've just been influenced for 18 years, you know, in your home. This is how it's supposed to look like. And that was the path that I followed. And then I'm like, wow, I am not happy. Like, this sucks. Like, this guy is really nice, but I'm not like, I'm not even attracted to that guy anymore, you know? And so like my mom had tried to convince me to like stay with this guy. She's like, oh, he's really nice, you know, he's Filipino. Yeah. And I'm like,
of course.
What?
She's gonna throw the Filipino
card.
But
then after that, literally, I like fucking went wild. Like, after we broke up, I like, God, I think
is this the spark the whole phase?
This is my hoe phase. We broke up. He even called me a hoe. He called me like a whore, like on an email, like a email.
Not an email.
Yeah, this was like way back in the day. I hope he doesn't listen to this, but he does follow me on Instagram. But anyways,
LOL.
Well, you failed, sir.
Yeah, we literally we broke up,
away.
and I like fucking like it was my 22nd year of my life. And this was the year, I think I told you, I was like, I wanted to make out with 22 guys or girls on my birthday at iBar. And I made it to 17 before.
Oh my God, iBar!
Yes! I made it to like 17. Peak. Yes! Oh my gosh, it was literally like the peak iBar. But yeah, I think I made it to like 17 people, and then I threw up in the bathroom, and then like literally I had to get thrown in the shower. I had like alcohol poisoning from that night. That was the first time I had ever done that. But that was when I learned that one night stands were okay. Like I had never done one until that year, and I'm like, fuck, this is so much fun, you know, like no commitment, no nothing. It's just like you're just, you know, having sex just to have sex. And like that, I needed that. I know not everyone does need that, but like that was what I needed.
Liberation.
Yeah, it literally was. I'm like, this is how, you know, I'm having so much fun in my life, and was really discovering myself that way, and like really just like kind of like empowering myself. Like, fuck yeah, like, you know, why can't I do this? Like, we always hear about guys like doing this, you know, but it's always frowned upon, like when women go and like hoe themselves out. Like, no, like, fuck no, you know, sex is sex. That's all it is, you know, and it's human nature, and it should be fun, and it shouldn't be like taken super seriously. And I think that was the viewpoint I had. Like, I was not trying to be in relationships with these people. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to, you know, hook up, you know, and
you did.
And I did. I like, there was like one day where I think I had like gone to one guy's house, watched a movie, hooked up with him, left his house at like 1 a.m., went back to my house, took a quick shower, and then went to another guy's house at like 3 a.m.
Dead.
Yeah, and like that was literally what I did, and I was like, fuck.
In her prime.
Yeah, in my prime.
Let's go.
Oh my God. But yeah, with Brandon, it's just, he is so sweet, and I don't know. I got so fucking lucky, like finding him, that I really can't imagine like being like with another person, just because he just really like, I don't know, he's just loving, but also just lets me be me, and that's so important, you know. And he doesn't ever try to step in. If I want to do something, it's never even a question. I don't even have to ask him. I just do it, you know. If I want to go on a trip,
he truly supports you.
Yeah, like if I want to go on a solo trip to Europe, he doesn't care. He's like, sure, go have fun, you know? Like, if you want to go do that, go have fun, bring me back something, you know? And that's how he is.
My favorite moment ever was we went out downtown for, was it your birthday?
It was my birthday.
Okay, and Tiffany was like right in front of the mosh, and she's like, you know, raging, whatever, and he's like pushing people so she won't get hurt. And I'm like, I'm obsessed with him. He's just so sweet.
He's my protector in mosh pits.
God.
Yeah.
And you guys just have so much fun.
We
and,
do.
You guys are always happy, and I love it. I mean, I'm sure you all have your fights.
It's taken a while. Like, I mean, we've been married 12 years, and it's honestly in the last 3 or 4 years where we actually we've figured it out, and like figured out our communication, and just how we tend to debate or argue about stuff. But now I feel like it's just something just turned, like a page turn, and then we're just like in this like really amazing groove right now where everything is just, we're not really disagreeing on anything, and when we do, we kind of just make fun of it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't remember the last time we had like an argument or like a disagreement. It's been years. So, but like truly when I say that he is like my best friend, and I hate when people say that, he literally is. Like, we just have so much fucking fun together, and like he really just supports whatever I do, and I love that. And I think, you know, I hope that everyone is able to find something like that, you know, and I hope that is what your new boy, it seems like it. Yes. But I think it also helped that Brandon and I were friends for a couple years.
I was gonna ask, okay, so there's like, one of the main things for me with relationships is like this factor of why I always break up with people, which is that I don't think that I'm growing with you, and I want to grow alone. I want to be myself and I want to grow by myself and whatever. But I know that the concept of growing together exists. And it, like, because you guys have like been together for so long, what do you think is the key for you guys to like grow individually all these years, but also still be able to like come together and like still support each other and trust each other? Like,
that is a good question, because we grew completely at like different time frames. Like, I think in my 20s, I focused so hard on my career that was all I was doing, and he was just letting me do what I needed to do. I had to go back to school and do all that stuff, and so he supported me through that whole time. And then now the last like 3 years since the pandemic, he's grown because I've kind of like given him his space, because it was my time. As literally 10 years of just trying to figure my shit out, and now it's his turn, and like we're giving that a shot. He's doing really well. But I think the one thing I do want to say is that growing together, it's such a weird like statement, right? Because we're on completely different like life paths, right? I think everyone is on their own life paths, and like it's just, there's just a connection between me and him, like our energies and all this stuff. But like I understand that I cannot make him do anything. Like if I want him to go back to school, he won't do it. If I ask him, he has to do it on his own time, or he has to figure it out on his own. And I think that's a lot of times, a lot of people have issues with that, like letting go and just letting the person be them, And I think that was what I had to learn, because I was just pushed so hard growing up. Like I had to have a career. You needed to be successful. You needed to make money. And like he wasn't doing any of that, because he had a completely supportive like family where they just let him do whatever he wanted. And like it blows my fucking mind like that he grew up that way. And I think that's why he's just so fucking chill, because
What's that like?
Yeah, right? He just realizes
like
this is life.
You have to go to school and there's no other option.
Yeah, no, they just let him do whatever, and he just is like finding his own, like he knows his own self. Like he's very secure, and I think that's what like I really love about him. But I think people need to realize that like each of us are really on separate paths. It's just, you just have to love that person and just, let like shine a light on them and like let them be, but like don't force them to do anything, Like, but that was hard for me to figure that out, because I was like, he needs to be successful too. I'm like, why though? Like, why do I need him to be? It's because that was what I was told growing up, and I just needed to unlearn that, he didn't have to make as much money as I did. Like, I am completely fine, like, being the breadwinner, and he is too. He's like, oh, like, he is not like a career-driven person, and he just lets me be, And
but I love that there's no like toxic masculinity or anything.
Oh
like
no,
that.
He
fully supports.
That's
you.
security. That's literally like self-security.
Yeah, and he's super secure about like, I think that's why he's like a feminist and just like very, he's
we
in
love
tune.
Brandon.
Yeah, he's really in tune to everything, because he's really like self-aware. Like he understands, and like he always says he's not like, he doesn't believe in like energies and like, like horoscopes and all that stuff. But like, it's so funny because when he does talk, I'm like, dude, you are kind of spiritual. Like you understand
What's
this
his
shit.
sign?
He's a Libra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's a Libra.
I'm traumatized.
Oh no!
But I'm glad it works for you.
He is super balanced. Like when you see the scales for Libras, like he is never too like up here or down
My
here.
Libras are always like up here egotistically, but like in real life and what they're worth is always down here. So their scales are always like this.
Oh my god!
I feel like your mood and your rising also, that also matters. So
Yeah.
Because I have a bad reputation with Geminis. But my boyfriend right now is a Gemini.
Gemini.
So it's like...
Oh my god, I swear to god, if my next person is a Libra, I will slit my throat.
Libra, stay away.
I have problems with Virgos. Virgo men, that was
Virgo men are the worst.
Oh my god!
Listen, wait. I know, I'm sorry for screaming, but I must let you know, I'm a Virgo woman, and you all must stay away from Virgo men, because they are psychopaths.
Dead.
Virgo men. That's what
but
I.
they
like,
say the same thing about Gemini men too.
Gemini men are not that bad. Not as bad as Virgo men.
Yo, my dad, my ex, and now my boyfriend. Like, what's going on? Why do I attract Gemini men?
Oh my gosh. I mean, like, I've heard about Gemini. I mean, I have a couple like male friends that are Geminis, and they're fine. But Virgo men, fuck, like they are like messed up. I don't know.
Actually insane.
They're crazy, and like,
Right.
but Virgo women, I feel like are like super like powerful. My mom's a Virgo.
We took it all. We took it all from the men. Like,
Yeah.
Now they're just left with.
Yes, that's literally, you guys took all of the fucking power and like,
Let's go.
like, oh my god, Virgo men, I swear to God.
No, I back this up 1,000%. I'm not fucking with it at all, bro.
We don't even feel bad.
Stay the fuck away.
Yeah,
Stay out of the DMs.
Stay out of yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But no, seriously, like, I mean, I don't even know what Brandon's birth chart is, but I have, so my moon is, I'm a Gemini. Like, so it's like I'm an Aquarius sun, and then Gemini moon, and then rising, Cancer rising. Those are my 3 signs. But I don't know if I believe in all that. Like, all of it completely.
I'm a Gemini moon too.
Are you?
I'm sitting here like
And then
all
a
of my
Sagittarius rising.
all of my astrology shit was my past personality from like 3 years ago, and I don't remember anything anymore.
Oh, good. I'm getting, so my cousin had showed me, or like taught me about the human design. Have you guys ever heard of it?
What is that?
It kind of combines like all of that, like, you know, like our signs and then like energies and birth charts, but it's like it's so crazy different that I actually really do believe in it. Like, we did Brandon's like chart and mine, and I'm like, dude, he is like everything that they're saying in this thing, it's just like him to a T, like literally. But there's like, I think 5 different personalities. It's almost like a personality thing, but it's also like includes.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I've taken that test before.
Like generator,
Yeah,
manifesting generator.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
projector.
That one is actually really cool.
It's
have to
so
do it.
fucking good. And then it'll show you like where, like how you are with gut feelings, like, you know, and how you can like work through that, or, you know, like different parts of your body. Like, it splits everything up, like your head, your neck, your heart, your gut, and everything, and like, and how like your energy is kind of like dispersed through your body.
Oh wow.
Fucking love it. It's amazing, and it like really taught me a lot about Brandon. And he did read it too, and he's like, okay, he's like, I don't believe in this stuff, but okay, like this. He laughs. He's like, okay, this makes sense. I'm like, yeah, it does, like completely.
You can't. There's some stuff you can't deny. Like,
Right.
It's like, I'm sorry, it's in the stars.
Yeah. And like, so I tripped a couple of weeks ago. I wasn't on shrooms or anything. I literally just tripped because of music. Has anyone ever experienced this?
No, but I have experienced that while I was high on weed.
Yeah, I was.
To where I was like, damn, I'm literally tripping right now, bitch. Like, not even high. I'm like past the dimensions of high. Like,
I discovered my third eye that night. Just on weed and listening to Tool, and it literally, like, I think I had like every emotion. I went through every fucking emotion in like 5 minutes, and then it was like almost like a light, like,
Oh, that one album you sent me.
Yes. Oh my fucking God. And you know, I call it white boy witchcraft. Actually, Brandon calls it white boy witchcraft, because if you look,
White
we
boy
recorded. Like,
witchcraft.
I forgot the whole thing was recorded. Like, I have an hour and a half of footage of me tripping, literally, and like me watching the video. I'm like, holy fucking shit, what the fuck happened? But like, you can see Brandon like explaining the music to me, and it's almost like he's chanting and like doing like hand signs, but like he's just like, you know, explaining the music. And then I got totally into it, and literally, like, I felt like I found my third eye that day, and it was just very like, I don't know, it was like life-changing. It was so weird that I tried to explain it to Brandon. He still doesn't understand, but I'm like, yo, like, you have no idea. Like, I literally saw past, present, and future all in like that hour and a half. It was fucking wild. And like, I saw how he viewed life and how I want to view life, and like literally just it's just crazy. And I really believe in energies and everything like that. But yeah, like, that was a life-changing moment for me, and that's when I really started believing, like, okay, there is something, like, there's some sort of energy or something, you know, going on here. But
I think energy is real.
Yeah.
I think people that gives their whole power away to those things. I don't think that's a good balance.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Like, just because your astrology chart says one thing, so you blame your entire life and your entire being on that. I don't like that. I don't like that aspect of things. But like, I don't think that these things are bullshit either. Because they're like, bro. So I have been going down a fucking my most recent little down the rabbit hole is Graham Hancock. And it's this man that has done like, he's a journalist basically, and he's like doing all this fucking work on like the Egyptians and like our history, like not pre-human, but like what like the archaeologists,
pre-Christianity maybe.
Yeah. like literally tracing back to like entire like more advanced civilizations and stuff that was before what the books say, and like whatever. And so like, I don't think that the stars and the moons and the shit is woo-woo, like, not at all, because that's literally the systems that they used, like, back in the day, and whatever, but at the same time, I think that we as humans, we have enough, like, power to believe in ourselves, to take control of things, even if the chart says this and that.
For sure.
You know?
I agree with that. I think, and I don't want to use the term witch, like witchcraft, but women who empowered themselves back in the day, like they were called witches, and like they would get, like literally they would do like the witch burnings, but it was because like these women or men too are they were healers, or they were just very secure within their own power, and like they were just like people like you and me, but they just needed to control women. Like, this is like what I'm learning about like literally our history too. And the Philippines, like, there's a lot of fucking like history with magic and witchcraft in the Philippines. But when the Spaniards came and colonized us, they burned all of our books, and then they like forced everyone into like Catholicism, and that's what ended up happening. There's still some people who practice witchcraft, and I can go back, like my grandma. There's like all of these like things that our family like understands, but they're like they don't believe in witchcraft, but they believe that my grandma had this amulet for immortality, and so and so it's shit like that. But like a lot of like the history of witches were literally burned or like destroyed because they didn't want us to discover ourselves, really. Like we were forced to learn about Catholicism or Christianity, when it's really just about our own power. And I think we're in this day and age, we're really taking that back.
Like really reclaiming our ancestors, like history and whatever.
Exactly. There was a reason why they did that shit back in the day, but yeah. Colonization.
I love how we went off on a whole
tangent. Yeah, we're supposed to be talking about dating.
Let's get back to talking shit about dating.
Yes.
Literally. No, actually, let's get back to like a happy note about dating. I want to know, from like a history of being pretty traumatized by your past relationship, and then like going into like a newer, healthy, like loving and exciting like relationship now, what was the work that you did to like go from this space to this space? Because because I've been alone for a long time, I think that it's really necessary for you to take time and space, right? From every situation. Like, I don't think that it's great to jump from one relationship to another, because then you didn't have like the time to process like whatever to reestablish yourself and whatever. And I think that there's like an amount of work that you have to do in order to step into the new things without carrying like your trauma from the past and then projecting it onto the whatever. So like, was there like a certain amount of work that you had to do to like go into Jacob and knowing that like I deserve this, like this is good for me, like I'm trusting this, instead of being like I'm kind of traumatized and maybe this guy's gonna be the same?
Honestly, I was really traumatized, but I think what helped me is that like I realized that everyone is different, and like people are gonna bring out different sides of you. So I always thought that I was just really jealous and like super crazy, but no, my ex just made me that way because he
made me feel that way.
Yeah. Gaslighted me. Jacob doesn't do that to me, so I don't feel jealousy, and I feel like I didn't have to do a lot of work because I was just with someone new, and like I didn't let all of that like carry into this new relationship, because I notice it a lot with my sister. I feel bad for her, but like she tells me right now she's so traumatized from her past relationship, and she's like, you know, he's never given me a reason to make me feel jealous, but I'm just so scared. And I'm like, you can't keep on carrying that with you. You kind of just have to like, I don't know, let it go and trust that this person is going to be good to you. So I think that's what I've done, you know?
Do you believe that in a way, if you were to continuously be scared and traumatized, that's a manifestation of its own into the new relationship, right?
Yes, because I fully believe that. Like, I'm always telling myself, I'm like, no, this is good for me. Like, Jacob is good to me, and like everything's gonna work out. And I feel like there's so much power when you say things. So I'm never saying, oh no, it's gonna end terribly. I'm never gonna say that.
Yeah, words are so powerful, and words are so important. And like you know, that's crazy, because same shit. I come from a background of my like first love and first like whatever 5-year relationship was same thing. Like, he was like kind of like annoying and fucking cheating and whatever, to the point where his best friend was literally begging me to stop dating him because he was cheating on me. And he used to always word vomit like, you're a whore, you're trash, you're a bitch, and whatever.
Oh my god.
And then my response would be like, I really like your new girlfriend. Does she know that you're doing this to me right now?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like it was like that kind of shit.
He would talk to you while you...
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He would, like, we literally would break up. He would be in a whole new relationship, and then he would go and trash me while begging to get back with me while dating another person. But I, in that relationship, was the same way. I was, like, insanely, like, mirroring him. So I was always jealous. I was always insecure. I was always, like, whatever. And then, like, fast forward to, like, my last relationship, which was with my ex-fiance, which he is shit. But the thing with that relationship was that I realized that same thing. I was never jealous. I was never worried that he was going to cheat on me. I was never anything. Like literally, like, his ex-girlfriend was like still best friend with his best friend who he lived with. And in some days she'll be in the house and I'm not there, but there was never once where I was like, no, like, something is happening. Yeah. But it was because this person made me feel secured in that sense, and so I never had to, like, you know, like, project my past, like, whatever. It really is, like, how the person acts and how they make you feel.
Clean slate with everyone until they give you a reason to, you know?
Well, I was opposite. I brought my past trauma into my relationship with me and Brandon, and it took years for me to realize, wow, he's not going to do any of that shit to me, like what I've already experienced. And I had to work through it, but it was just really eye-opening, because you can't really treat every person the same, or, like, you know, not every person's going to be the same. But I think it does help kind of healing a little bit before going into another relationship. Me and Brandon, our situation was so weird. Like, we moved in with each other, and, like, we agreed, like, this was gonna be, like, a forever thing. Like, we had to work through our own shit. Like, there was no, like, other option. That was what we decided on. And so I brought all of this shit into the relationship where I thought he was gonna cheat on me, or, you know, he's talking to other people, and I'm like, why? Like, why am I doing this? You know, I'm just sabotaging, like, our, you know, relationship because of something that an ex had done to me many years ago.
It's
like,
not fair to them, you know?
No, it really isn't.
And I feel like it's really important, if anything bothers you, just speak up about it and just communicate. It's really simple. With my past relationship, I feel like I bottled up so many things, and then I would just blow up. And so that just made things really hard. So I feel like now, like, if anything bothers me, I just like, hey, like, this is a nut. Like, we have fights over how he doesn't wear sunscreen. I'm like, you need to fucking wear sunscreen because you're gonna get skin cancer. Just like little things, you know what I mean?
That's such a guy thing.
It is such a guy thing. And I'm like, can you stop? You have raccoon tan.
Oh no! It's such a guy thing.
I love him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I just want to say, I also love him, and I also love your man. I'm like, I love when my girlfriends are in good relationships to where I don't have to have secret, like, shit talking behind their back about their mans. Not to anyone else, but, like, to me, because it's hard to support a person that you love going through things that you don't agree with, because no matter what you say, it's not gonna make a difference until that person decide that that's what they don't want. And so like even being in friendships with other people that's in relationships and stuff, like I have really learned to like know how to direct my energy in support, right? Like, and I feel like that's very important because when my friends are going through something, it's not about me. So obviously it's not gonna be about the things that I say to them. Like what I can do is be supportive of them, even if I know that they're dating a piece of shit and that it's not gonna work out and eventually they're gonna end up on my couch crying or whatever, right? But in that moment, it's not right of me to like shit on your mans or like tell you like that you're being blind or whatever. Like it's just not my place because no matter what I say, this person is the person that's in love, not me.
I don't know.
You know?
Yes and no to that because I feel like I had like, so my ex cheated on me twice, lol, that I even let that happen the first time. But I feel like some of my friends were like, Stephany, like, I really don't think you should give him another chance, whatever. I didn't listen to them, and I feel like I wish they would have strapped me to a chair and, like, literally, like, Stephany, don't do it, because in the end, they were just like, okay, you know what, we'll give him another chance. But I really wish.
But do you think that you would actually have listened though? Because I have been also in that place and I know, like I speak from a place where I know myself and I know that even if I started to hide things from my friends.
Oh yeah.
I started to be so shameful that I started to like not speak about anything and I started to, and there's like another aspect to where like you can't share everything with your friends and you can't share everything with your significant other because they're going to form opinions of each other and then it's gonna create a hardship for you being in the middle of when you can, because then it's gonna be like, oh, I can't hang out with this friend because my man doesn't like him, but then, oh, I can't bring my man around this friend because this friend doesn't, you know what I'm saying? And it's all from like you need to know like, not that like you need to tailor everything, but there's like a time and place and a person and an amount of venting or whatever. And I think I learned this too from like one time I literally was like screaming at my sister, and we don't do that. We don't scream, fight and stuff or whatever, but we were like screaming at her like one night because she was just doing something that was kind of fucking stupid, and I was screaming at her saying, hey, this is kind of fucking stupid, but she went and she fucking did it anyways. You know what I'm saying? And it was like what could I have done in that moment? Literally tie her down to a chair?
No. Because
emotionally she's going to listen to herself.
Yeah.
And so like not that I like ignore all my friends and fucking let them make like whatever, do bad decisions, but I'm just simply here for whatever it is that you're gonna go through. But I can't interfere.
Yeah, no. So as I say, I wish they would have stopped me, but at the same time, I feel like I needed to go through that.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
Like in a sense, yeah.
You know?
You guys are very mature emotionally.
Thank you.
Because I can tell you right now, I'm very blunt with some of my friends, and I don't mean to be hurtful, but it's just how I come off sometimes. But I think like I'm learning things from the two of you guys right now, because I've had friends that went through really fucking shitty things, and after like the fifth or sixth time of like them crying and like me having to save them, I'm like, no, I can't deal with this fucking shit anymore. Like,
no, but you have the right for that too.
Yeah.
Like I'm also blunt, and trust me, when I open my mouth, my friends don't like it.
Yeah.
That's why I like hold a lot of stuff back, because. But then I think that I make myself feel okay by telling myself that like it's not going to make a difference. So why are you going to hurt them anyways? Like, why are you gonna put them down?
That's a good mindset, because I think I need to adopt that mindset. Because a lot of the closest people to me, I am so fucking blunt with sometimes, and I you know, sorry for everyone that I've hurt, but I know that I can be very hard on people, and I don't really mean to, and I think it's just because it's a thing with me. I don't want to waste my fucking energy trying to over and over like, hey, like that's not a good idea, or maybe you should really take it easy, or do, you know, whatever. But like, because I don't want to fucking deal with that shit.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'd rather be blunt than be a yes man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
And I don't want anyone in my life to be that way.
No.
So.
Yeah.
Exactly. Arena just gave us the little 5-minute fucking mark, so we gotta wrap this shit up.
Oh shit, it's been
Oh my god.
I know. But since I completely forgot to do it the last couple times that I've recorded with myself, we're gonna do like a lightning round. Quit that shit. Because we actually have guests here. So I will start so that you guys have some time to think.
Yeah.
But my quit that shit for this episode this week, this whatever, is actually, my quit that shit is inspired by what you just said, is that I'm gonna quit holding my tongue on everything. I think that there's a certain amount of things that I should be able to say, and there's like, I have like a certain amount of whatever right to give my input if I care enough, or if I truly care, or whatever. So I feel like I'm gonna quit this like all or nothing standpoint of mine, and I feel like this is one where I can fluctuate, and depending on the situation, I need to be able to say things even if it comes out blunt, hurtful, or whatever, with like with the intention of being very like mindful and very compassionate. But I should be able to say some shit, and I should be able to tell you that your man sucks. Because sometimes I really don't like most of my friends' man sucks. But that is my quit that shit for this week. Who wants to go next?
You want me to go next? Okay.
Yeah.
So, to anyone who follows me, I've been like posting a lot of me dancing around in the living room in my underwear, and that is because I've had so many issues with like my own body, like thinking that, like I grew up just thinking I was fat. My nickname growing up was literally Taba, which translates to fat in Tagalog, and so like, for a couple weeks or a couple, whatever, I was like really making a point to just like dance around and be happy with the body that I'm in. And I think it worked for a little bit, but I'm kind of going back again to like, oh my God, I feel like I'm fat, or I feel like I'm just like, I don't know. I just have a lot of issues with my body, and I need to fucking quit that. And I just need to freaking embrace the body that I'm in. And it's so hard to do. It's so much easier to say, but I really, who am I trying to impress? I don't know. Mm-hmm. And that's what Brandon always tells me. He's like, he's like, he always says, every day, he never misses a day that he tells me, like, I'm beautiful and that he loves me. He always does it. He's like, it's the, like, the only thing that matters is my opinion and his, like, nobody else's. And he's like, I don't know why you have, like, all these negative things about your body. We can't help this shit. This is the body that we're in. We just have to nurture it. And I think that is really what I need to start thinking. Just like, hey, like, I fucking love my body. Who gives a fuck? I'm just gonna wear whatever the fuck I want to wear,
Yeah, at the end of the day, you are the only person that has to be okay with anything that you do.
Exactly.
And the way that you look and the way that you present yourself, as long as it pleases you.
Yep.
Like, nothing else fucking matters.
Nothing matters, yeah. And it's something I've had to work through, but I think I'm like, that's literally every day or every night. I'm just gonna be like, girl,
you're beautiful.
Yeah, you're beautiful. You're fucking beautiful. Yes. So
I'm gonna piggyback off of what Tiffany said, because I also have to get in that mindset. Also, I feel like I have to stop getting upset when I see, I don't know, like my smile wrinkles at the end of the day, like my creasing. It is a privilege to grow old. So
hell yeah.
I'm excited, and like I'm just really thankful, and I'm gonna be better about.
I love that mindset. It is a privilege to grow old.
Yes.
It's a privilege to live, and you growing old, and
That's
like
beautiful.
all these lines on your face and whatever. It's literally like saying like, bro, that's life.
Yeah,
life.
it is life.
You made it
I
through
love
life.
that.
Like you gain a smile line, because why you smile?
You
bitch.
smile.
Yes, but I smile a lot.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna embrace my smile line.
Exactly. I love that.
I feel like this was like a really short and sweet episode, but it flew by, and it's been really, really fun. And you can always find the podcast at mentalchillness.podcast on Instagram, and then Mental Chillness on YouTube. And if you like this shit, just leave me a rating and a little fucking review or whatever the fuck. Just share the shit, you know?
Yeah, you gotta go share it.
Yeah. And then you can find Tiffany at the Orlando Plant Lady.
Yes, yeah, Orlando Plant Lady.
And then this bitch has like 2, so I don't know which one you wanna.
Succulent Palette and Stephany Geraldo. Videos coming soon.
Yeah. And also follow Arena at Arena Krondova, because she's a sick ass DJ and an amazing fucking editor and camera girl.
Yes.
So we Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with
Bye.
us. Bye.